I know going from interviewing for multiple positions to having an offer on the table is exciting. The thought of finally landing a new role makes you want to accept as fast as possible. But there's no problem in slowing down a little bit and thinking about a few questions first. My name is Nathan Umoh, and in this video, we'll talk about 9 questions to ask before accepting a job offer. Before we dive into this video, let me tell you about Envato Elements. It's the perfect subscription for creative types. You get unlimited downloads of everything on the site, from stunning fonts to useful presentation templates. Everything is covered by a single, easy-to-understand license, so there's never confusion about what you can do with your assets. Sign up for Envato Elements by following the link in the description. This first set of questions are ones you should ask yourself before accepting a job offer. After all, you should always be 100% confident that you're making the best choice for yourself, and that starts with you. Everyone has demands they don't want to compromise on. That can be learning opportunities, career advancement, or certain benefits. Take some time to make a list of things you don't want to negotiate on, as well as what you're willing to compromise. This will give you a good idea of what you require from your employer before accepting an offer. If you were interviewed by a group or had a chance to check out the office before your interview, it's likely you got a chance to briefly meet some of your potential colleagues. Now that there's an offer on the table, it'd be a good idea to consider if you think you'll be able to get along with them. Now, this doesn't mean whether you'll be lifelong best friends with them, but you should think about whether they're people you can work with on a daily basis without any serious problems. Ask the same question about your potential boss. Different leadership styles work well with different types of people. Think about if this is a person that you can trust, respect, and learn from. If you received a remote offer, you probably don't have to worry about this question. But if you need to go to and from the office, you'll want to make sure you're comfortable with the commute. A longer commute may be fine for a short while, but it can grow tiring very quickly. The time you'll need to spend on transportation and being stuck in traffic should be factored into your workday. Make sure this is an amount of time that you're okay with. Now that you've taken into account your personal considerations, what should you ask human resources? One of the first questions should be, can I get this in writing? While negotiating, you might get verbal agreements from hiring managers, but it's always important to make sure that what you've asked for is written in your contract. Sometimes verbal agreements will be forgotten, so this will help you avoid future headaches. High turnover rates can be a serious red flag for you. That's why it's a good idea to find a tactful way to ask this question. If the last person in your role left to pursue a dream job, then that's great. But if this role is constantly being filled every year or so, you should be cautious about accepting the offer. A high turnover rate doesn't always have to be a negative though. If it's an entry-level role and employees are promoted to more senior positions, that signals that the organization is serious about career advancements for workers. Once you start working, it's never too early to start thinking about retirement. That's why you should find out if a 401k program is available. If it is, feel free to ask for more details, such as matching employer contributions, investment options, or fees. So you've asked yourself some important questions. You've talked with human resources. Now it's time for some questions to ask the one who you'll be reporting to, your future boss. While it may feel odd, it's important to ask what your everyday responsibilities will look like. It may seem weird to do this after the interview, but it serves a good purpose. Sometimes you may experience scope creep, where some of your daily duties will be tasks that you never agreed to. The answer to this question should be a confirmation of what you agreed to when you went through the hiring process. KPIs, or key performance indicators, are ways of tracking how well a business is performing. This can also be applied to your performance as an employee. To avoid potential issues with your output, find out exactly what you're expected to achieve and how those achievements will be measured. You should also ask about performance reviews and how often they'll be conducted. Some positions may want you to be on call and able to work with clients and patients even when you're off the clock. This is common for doctors, engineers, and other roles. But sometimes jobs that don't require this level of attention may want you to be on call. That's why you should know what communication expectations are. Before accepting a job offer, you should ask these questions to make sure you're not going to be working under a workaholic. Remember, work-life balance is highly important. It's exciting to get a job offer, especially if you've been looking for a new role for a long time. But don't let that stop you from asking the questions that'll have you advocating for yourself as an employee. There are even more questions to ask before accepting a job offer. Envato Test Plus instructor Charlie Mendoza has rounded up more than 20 you should ask. To see the full list, check the link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to Envato Test Plus on YouTube for more content like this.